Oh, welcome to Shyzalosophy 101. Something about poetry. I feel the same way. Here's your host, Shy Sabox. Get out of here. And the horse you rode in on. How do you get to work? Probably not as great as we do. What kind of work's that? What? We're on break. It's coffee break time. Why are you peddling wares? We didn't even start that yet. We're not even peddling yet. Oh. No. It's one of those pesky wares in our way. Excellent. All right, well, sit back and relax. You should be on break as well, because we are. We're having a coffee break. And if there's one thing we thought to ourselves, we said, selves, what better way than to find another method to peddle our wares than to enjoy our coffee break with all ones of these individuals that we will send the link to. Hi, Mom. So, what do we have going on today? Well, all sorts of stuff. We got a new work in the work, on top of still transferring old works in the works. So we really need to focus and get on that. But, you know, if there's one thing that helps us get focused and maintain a state of focus, it's the relaxing thought of knowing that you can sit back and relax and ponder what some poetry could be. You might be saying, like, no one likes poetry anymore. No, fair enough. And very true. Also fair enough. But that's why when we poetry, anyone can, when we poetry, we take it upon ourselves to introduce new methodologies, okay? Not good ones. Whoa! Okay, now they might not be good ones, but they're a little new. And they're not new in the form of no one else has ever done it, but no one else has ever necessarily stated the, conceptualized component tied into a kind of poetic aspect. At least not that we're aware of. I don't know, millions of books come out a year. Nothing makes ours necessarily any more special except for the reasoning behind it being it's more special to us. Because we wrote it. You know, if someone picks it up, we get ones of dollars at a time. Oh, look at that payoff. Most books are geared to sell at least 250 copies in their lifetimes. So, with that poetic work of ours being done, we better start writing a lot of more books, or we're going to end up in the more than not rich house sooner than later. But that's beside the point. That's why we peddle a lot of different wares. Everything from our quick lunch note series, ho ho ho, for people on the go or who can't necessarily do things in the morning that they can on a regular basis because of mere happenstance. And that's what's poetic about life in general, and what leads us to the Shyzalosophy 101 poetry, cometry, talkatry, which this is, which mainly a coffee breakatry. So, we thought to ourselves, because no one else has necessarily gone outright, way out of their way, to introduce a conceptualized poetic component to a poetic work, we might as well take it upon ourselves to do it ourselves. Now, granted, no one asked for it, but you know who wanted it? We did. So, whether it ever gets read by another, whether it ever gets picked up by a big publishing entity or company or anything like that, it matters not. The work is out there to be enjoyed or not enjoyed. Both are applicable, okay? Music isn't for everyone, especially those people that it's not for, okay? Same thing with movies, same things with TV shows, restaurants, okay? You're not going to have people who loathe Italian cuisine going to Italian restaurants. Okay, it's just not going to usually happen. Maybe in a forced circumstance, some kind of gathering or a festive event. You know what they're ordering there? Not anything they want, because they don't like it. Okay? Not everything is for everybody. Okay? You might be saying, oh, everything you do is definitely not. And rude, but potentially true. That's why it's subjective. That's why everyone should go buy our poetry, cometry book, read it, and probably just, buy it first and then leave a bad review. That'll stick it to us. It will put us in our place. We will know that we shouldn't do that again, but you got to buy the book first, okay? And that'll really show us, because then we're going to be tricked. We're going to be like, oh, wow, people like our book. And then you get us, okay? You leave a bad review, and it's like, oh, we thought they enjoyed it. You're like, no one enjoyed it. No one asked for it. Well, obviously, that's why we did it, okay? Because we do stuff. That's why we got books. So you can buy them and leave bad reviews, and that sticks it to us. You want to put us in our place and be like, dude, you have no business writing anything. Hey, fair enough. Buy our book and tell us in a comment, write a review, and that'll deter and detract anyone else from making the same mistake. But no one should take their word for it. Everyone else who sees that comment, we take it upon yourself. Go ahead, buy the book, and then leave your own comment, obviously, with which to show us and put us in our place. Okay? Now, you might be saying, no way, dude, that's just you getting money and not caring about what comments people leave. And believe you me, they're on to us. Quick, shift gears. We got a Kickstarter going on where you can get a custom 3D printed button. So, feel free to get it so that you can keep the button and regift the book you don't want. It's complex, advanced meta-philosophy. Do you even philosophy, bro? Probably not. Not after getting this, but you'll button, that's for sure. Excellent. So where were we? Ah, yes, poetry. Well, the thing about poetry is it's subjective. Like we said, it's not for everyone. What was that stuff with the Kickstarter? I don't know. Stop making stuff up and detracting us. We are on a limited time peddling our wares here. It's coffee break. And if there's one thing that we enjoy, it's the sweet aroma of having coffee when we're reading our book De-Lektable that's available on Kickstarter and Amazon. Wow, look at all of these typos that we found in our first pressing. Damn it! All right, so that comes back to haunt you, but, like we said in previous streams, when you write it, when you proofread it, when you edit it, when you copyright it, when you lay out, when you do every single component and aspect of it, apparently you miss about 7 typos, even on rereads and proofreads. Well, nuts. We'll fix it later. But the point is that coffee is delicious. So, obviously, if you were segued with any other information in that, that's on you. If you're at Kickstarter now, thank you. Yeah, for some other project. Ah, damn it. You got us again. Well, better go buy some of our books and leave some bad reviews to keep getting us and keep sticking it to us. Because if there's one thing that the internet should enjoy, it's wallowing in someone else's defeat. And believe you me, we are close to defeat. Now, you might be saying, no way, dude. You got books, you got a Kickstarter going. How are you close to defeat? Well, believe you me, there's only however many days left on the Kickstarter, and we're only 38% funded. Okay, you might be saying, well, that's 38% too much. And fair enough, it probably is. But what it's not, say up if you hear me. Well, I don't hear you, but I see you writing in the chat of the comment of the box. What do you got it? Thumbs up, smiley face, and some numbers. Isn't that from a song? Number 1. Yes, well, excellent. Number 1. Our number 1 thing we were doing on this one was peddling our wares of poetry. But, like we said, The internet loves wallowing in one's failures, so why not take you along for the journey, okay? When the Kickstarter, inevitably, it probably won't fail. You know, we can still beg all sorts of folks. But, anyhow, we set our goals too lofty, internet. That's our bad. That's our bad. It's a leprechaun. That's right, it's a leprechaun. And we need to catch that bastard and get him to invest in our Kickstarter so it doesn't fail. But if there's one thing that we can't do, it's catch that damn leprechaun. So, thank you, hovering screw. Let's nail you down. The Kickstarter's 38% funded. We set our goals too lofty. We shouldn't have tried for $499. We should have known that was way too lofty of a goal. We saw all those other projects asking for like $10,000, $12,000, and they sounded like really good ideas. And we're like, okay, well, surely, we can set our goals that high too. So we put in $499. Lo and behold, shit. We got $190, motherfucker. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that now we see where inevitably our works lie within price range. So, you know what? Every failure for us, ironically, is a success. You might be saying not for society, but it's a success for us. And believe you me, if there's one thing that we like to do, it's clear the waves of failure from around us, as everyone should. So let's take the time now. You should have yours on hand, obviously, if you're invested into life's practices yourself. Let's cleanse the air around us and go from there. Cleanse the air around yourselves as well. Okay, I'll end this stream. Oh, no, well, that'd probably do it. Failures be gone. Failures go away. We don't want you, failures. You are lame. Excellent. So, we've cleansed our air around us. Now, with that being the case, say that the Kickstarter does fail, okay? We don't peddle our wares properly of a custom 3D printed button and a advanced meta-philosophy book, okay? Because, philosophy ain't for everybody. That's fine. Now we know where our goals should have been. We shouldn't have asked for $499. Whoa, too lofty of a goal. We should have probably asked for $190. Then the Kickstarter would have succeeded. So, we're going to have to eat the cost on some custom 3D printed buttons, it looks like. Whoops. No, we'll succeed. We will just pivot and go forward. Unfortunately, we're going to have to offer deals that just get the book. And if you want the custom 3D printed button, it will be another tier. So, we tried, internet, we tried. Not well, stop trying. What? Fair enough. But if we did that, then we would not succeed. And, believe you me, if there's one thing we like to do, it's succeed in stuff. We want to know what it feels like. So I guess we don't know if it's something we like to do because we haven't done it yet. That's why we call Daryl Dixon Dibs being the best of the worst celebrities, okay? We know, obviously, there ain't no getting better in this. This is what it is, okay? But as long as we're on that ground floor level of just being acceptable enough, then anything else you watch is guaranteed to be better. That is our guarantee to you. We will maintain our standards of lack thereof, and everything else that you watch for the remainder of your day will be fantastic, and you'll be like, oh, all thanks to good old Shyzalosophy. And you're welcome, believe you me. But that's why we peddle our wares, okay? Hey, come on now. We peddle our wares. Okay. But we try and offer stuff for everybody, okay? Excellent. We have our quick lunch note series, okay, for grandparents, parents, aunts, and uncles on the go. Great stocking stuffers. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Look at their size. They're so cute. Regular sized book. Cute stocking stuffer book. Whee! Okay? You might be saying, not worth it. Okay, well, not worth it for everybody. But for those individuals that want to snooze their alarm, wake up late, and enjoy throwing little notes in Timmy's or Sally's backpack or lunchbox or something, it's a fantastic thing. You know, you keep one of these on hand. You're like, oh shit, we're late. Quick, get dressed and brush your hair and comb your teeth. We got to get the fuck in the car, right? So you're hauling ass and you're like, oh, I forgot to tell him I love him today. Well, this is one for people who play sports, so not the love one, but we have one like that. It's on Amazon.com with a dot in front of it. And you just search Shyzalosophy books and they're there. But you grab your quick little book. You're like, this book sucks. Oh, but I can use this. So, obviously, this is one for a kid who has practice later on in the day. Sports o'clock is whenever it is time to practice or play. Always be ready and do your best. Okay? Obviously, that's not something you just get and read. But if you want to snooze for an extra 5 minutes and don't feel like handwriting another note to stuff in some kid's backpack or lunchbox pocket, whatever, you rip that page out, bam, done. Who cares about the book? We already got your money. Excellent. So, I mean, it's a great offering for anyone who might need it. There's all sorts of different versions. Look, When I Can't K-pop, for all of those who like the sounds of K-pop. Who doesn't? They're great. Anyhow, so that's why we offer wares. That's why we peddle wares, okay? To bring that balance of crap to the bottom line, ground floor level, so that everything else is better, okay? Because believe you me, if there's something that people don't want, it's more crap. That's why we provide it all in one place straight out of the gate, okay? It can only get better in anything else that you take on in the rest of your day. It sets you up for that success that everyone deserves and needs, okay? Now, inevitably, yes, in some iota way, shape, or form, it sets us up for success. In the form of ones of dollars at a time, we tried to keep it as cheap as possible in every single aspect and endeavor, okay? We apologize for any pricing that seemingly is overpriced, okay? Not what we wanted it to be. We wanted everything to be cheap, cheap, cheap. Because if there's one thing we are, it's cheap. So, you know, that's just how it goes. Hold on, management's calling. They think they know how to run the place. Probably same way where you work. What do you want? We're on time. We're doing the show. Huh? What do you mean we're not talking about poetry like we said we were? Or we're peddling our wares? I don't care if that's not in the contract. Now, you're embarrassing yourself. The stream's going on right now. Yeah, that's your problem. Now, you take it up with Rock. Those charges stuck. He's in the pen. Excellent. Well, management sometimes forgets that they don't hold all the cards or all the keys. Because believe you me, no one gave them a key to the studio. They're pissed. They're like, hey, we were there when you were supposed to do the show. Where are you? It's like, well, we do the show on our time now. So, check back later. They're like, but you were live streaming. We were banging on the door and you wouldn't let us in. Like, well, we had a show to do. Can't stop and let management in every time they think they know a decision to be made. That's not conducive to workflow. Management taught us that. So, you're welcome, management. Anyhow, we got a little bit of the coffee juice left to go here. So we're going to chug that down so we can get out of here. Because this is taking way too long already. It's already been like almost 20 minutes of peddling our wares, which is work. Maybe not good work, but no. Oops. We've been missing people saying ones of things. Are you dressed up like a leprechaun? I don't know. Hey, who's dressed up like a leprechaun? Someone answer this dude in the chat. Hello, Delmari Games! Oh, Delmari Games! Delmari. It's Delmari Creations, because it's beyond games. That company has morphed and evolved so much over the years. Anyone who has known about it luckily, we're blessed to have known about Delmari Creations as long as we have. Yeah, fantastic work coming out of that studio. Delmari, hats off to you, because every single component, all right, of the story, Luke the Hybrid, available on Steam. Go check it out, everybody. Okay. Every single component, fighting and battling AI, relevant. Super fantastic work. Check out Delmari Creations. Go to Steam. Look it up. Fantastic stuff. Hello, though. Good to see you, brother. Let's see. No, he is one. Yes, he is one to check out. Delmari Creations is one to check out. Go to Steam's game page, search Delmari Creations, you will find it. Battle AI. Pow! Great stuff. Great stuff. Excellent. Delmari, they love you. Your game is fantastic. Excellent. What's happening? Well, we're peddling our wares, Delmari. We've been crapping out books left and right. We got like this book and this book. There's a whole series. There's like 5 of them. Great stocking stuffers for like grandparents, aunts, uncles, parents, whatever. You get one of these, you keep it on hand, you tear out a page, slap it in some kid's backpack or lunchbox or pocket and stuff. There's different versions, man. One for sports, one for mushy I love yous, one for K-pop fans, one for holidays and things of that nature. And we also got our Kickstarter going on, Delmari. You get a custom 3D printed button and our advanced meta-philosophy book that we found at least 7 errors in. And typos. Those are the errors, the typos. But we found them. We'll fix them in the next, iteration of it. But, Delmari, it's not a massive work or anything like that. It's a monographing. And it drives us nuts. The typos are in there. But, we'll be damned if we didn't have to do every single aspect and component ourselves, Delmari. And, it took its toll. Now it reaps its head. We see the, at least 6 or 7 typos that we found now, but we're hand correcting them, and we will update our manuscript and get those fixed in the next iteration or pressing. But, kind of makes these first ones all the more special, especially if they're signed and you can get them on Kickstarter with the only thing you really want out of the deal, the custom 3D printed button that says shite. You can't see it on there, reversies, backwardsies, but it's a viable lecta that's talked about in the book. Get the Kickstarter, keep the button, re-gift the book. Bam! Christmas shopping done. Give it to someone. You don't got to read it. Who cares? We get your money. Perfect. Blah, now. What the hell is that emoji face? Was that a upside down crab claw cake? Or that's a sun with angry evil eyes? I don't know. Scary. Ah! Luke the Hybrid has been updated. Do you hear that, everybody? The DLC is released as a free update. Delmari Creations gave back to the community in the form of free update. You hear that, Game Pass? You making your calls? Game Pass gets on the horn. Hey, pick up Game Pass department. We gotta raise some prices and wreak havoc on some wallets and bank accounts. You know what we did, Delmari? We said, up yours, Game Pass, cancel that shit. And we did. And then Game Pass picks up, hello? They're on the other end. Hey, raise the prices. They're like, okay, that sounds like a great idea. We'll probably reap all sorts of benefits from that. Okay, let's see what the repercussions of that are. Great idea, boss. And scene. Okay? That's how it goes. Excellent. Free update. You hear that, world? Not only is Delmari Creations giving the free content, the free update, but that is the love and dedication that this studio, that Delmari Creations has for the product itself. Okay? Not every studio does that. Not every studio sticks by their product and adheres to it. The game's available. Go check it out. It's way more awesome than our Kickstarter, where you get a button. Delmari, we should do some sort of combo deal one day where you get one of your games paired with one of our books. We'll write a script or a book, okay? And you get the game created and pow! Maybe someone will buy that shit. I don't know. Everyone should already go check out Luke the Hybrid because you're battling AI. Hey, there's no telling what's going to happen in the future, but we've seen iRobot. We know that Will Smith can take a punch or throw a slap. One or the other. That's beside the point. Let's check in with what else we're missing. Check the Kickstarter out. Now you'll regret it, but we appreciate it. It's overpriced. Sorry about that. We try to keep the prices low as possible. Don't worry about it. Or do. We appreciate it. I finish line and say, oh, well, sorry about that. Well, we're glad that you undertook that journey. So, believe it or not, Ground Up, believe it or not, line in the sand we can't touch it. We cannot touch that manuscript. We are blocked from it. Amazon's does not like us having that work on there. We can't do anything with it, okay? We can't manuscript edit. We can't do any changes. We can't nothing. And we cannot put it anywhere else because we're contractually obligated for a window of like 90 days of putting it anywhere else. But we're glad that you still maintained access to it through one way, shape, or form. I mean, we see that the series is live in aspects and components, but we got no thing of it. But we're glad that you stuck with it. Sorry about the typos. We found those in that one too, probably. We don't know, but, you know, excellent. Well, thanks for checking it out. We appreciate it for sure. But yeah, sorry about that. All right, working on a prequel to Luke the Hybrid titled Rifle Hounds 1942 Colorized. Well, Domari, if there's one thing that we want to check out, it's that game too, because it sounds awesome. So definitely keep us apprised of that. We hate that, you know, we're kind of kicking off and getting rocking and rolling now. This was kind of a quick little stop, you know, coffee talk chat and peddle our wares for another minute. But, you know, now that all the greats make their appearances, we got everything from the ground up to Domari Creations here. And believe you me, that's a party in itself. Because we've partied with both. And if there's one thing that partying is fun with, it's partying or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is that everyone should be poised and primed from here on out the rest of today, no matter what else they watch, for it to be better. Okay? This is the ground floor level. Everything else that you watch is guaranteed to be better. Okay? There's a reason why we can't compete with those shows that keep getting pulled from the air and then, you know, re-put back on, like Colbert and, you know, Kimmel and stuff like that. Or maybe Colbert just jumped to the internet and now performs for ones of the people there. Doesn't matter. The point is that, you know, these entities with these massive budgets, we have not. So, you get this. So, that's why it's crap. So, anyhow, everyone, enjoy the rest of your coffees. We're going to have to, unfortunately, depart for the rest of the remainder of this. This was a quick little pop-by, but, you know, yes. For all those of you that are there, we know sometimes you don't get to interact with celebrities all the time, especially internet celebrities. And even though we're one of the bad ones, sometimes you're just like, I just need to touch one. So go ahead, reach out, touch us if you will. Yes. Okay, that is enough touching. We do not know what websites you have been on before. Your algorithms do not lie. Thank you for checking out our Kickstarter and our works. Anyhow, it's going to do it for us today. If you want to get out of here before us, now's your chance. Because, like we said, we don't need your subscription. We want your money. So downvote the shit out of this. Head to Kickstarter and give us $1. Get off our lawn.